Swadika, hello and welcome to ASEAN Challenge, the show to give you the headlines, highlights and updates happening around your ASEAN bloc in two languages, Thai and English. I'm Rosalind Tepawan.
And I'm Alisa สิทธิวงศ์ขอต้อนรับคุณผู้ชมทุกท่านเข้าสู่รายการ ASEAN Challenge ค่ะข่าวสารรอบอาเซียนเป็นภาษาอังกฤษและภาษาไทย
And in ASEAN around us, let's take a look at where people are traveling in 2017. A recent index has come out, and this is what you call the MasterCard Global Destination Cities Index that altogether rated more than 100 cities all over the world, in particular, nearly 171, is that correct? They've rated all of the cities based on various criteria. The most spent, where people go and spend the most shopping and whatnot in gaining experience abroad, and also number of travelers as well.
That's right. So congratulations to Bangkok, Thailand, our home here, which of course for the second year we have received as number one as the top destination that tourists go to. Now, not only that, there's also another index in which Bangkok topped as well, and that's the MasterCard Asia Pacific Destinations Index 2017. So for the global one, of course, we received number one 2 years in a row, and we also topped that for the Asia Pacific Destinations Index 2017 as well. Now, taking a look at some of the other cities that received the top, let's say, in Southeast Asia itself, going to the MasterCard's Global Destination Cities Index first. Now, the top three in ASEAN included Singapore and Kuala Lumpur as well as Bangkok. So Singapore received number 5, so 5th place, and Kuala Lumpur 8th place. Now they count based on the number of tourists that enter into each city. Right. So with Bangkok being number 1, of course, we have an increase of tourists. This year we expect to have a total of 20.19 million people, up from 19.41 million people last year. As for Singapore, they received 13.11 million people, and Kuala Lumpur at 12.08 million people.
Right. ASEAN is definitely up and coming still for tourism around the world. Not to mention, though, besides ASEAN, in terms of the other top 10 include the UK coming in the 2nd, Paris coming in 3rd, followed by Dubai, 4th place, followed by, you mentioned Singapore, Seoul, in Korea, number 7, whereas New York City came in at 6th place, Tokyo 9th place, and last but not least, Istanbul, Turkey coming in 10th. But you mentioned a whole list of indexes. Not only did we talk about the Global Destination Cities Index, the MasterCard Index as well, where people, various spending, consumer spending was measured. There's also another list of overnight arrivals. International overnight arrivals around the world were also rated for 2016. And here, Bangkok also came in first.
That's right. So as you can see, the top 10 countries that received these awards were ranked top 10. We can say that their economy has increased at 10%. So that's very good news for them.
Definitely indeed. Lots of tourism, lots of business, and lots of exchange happening, and a very, you could say, good opportunity for merchants to come in and expand their businesses all around in this growing region. So, of course, this growth, according to analysts, will continue to provide significant opportunities not only for merchants and the private sector, but also for governments, various tourism bodies as well, in that kind of cultural infrastructure development, and also public and private sectors joining hands to increase trade and increase destinations and expand them for visitors as well.
That's right. So even though Bangkok received number 1, of course, but Singapore did lead Bangkok in total visitor expenditure. Now, according to the latest findings here, Singapore was able to attract the highest spending visitors at $254 per day. This was followed by Beijing at $242 and Shanghai at $234, Hong Kong at $211, and Taipei at $208.
Wow.
So that's a lot of spending, a lot of tourism going on.
Definitely. And a huge fraction, a huge share of the Asia Pacific's GDP, apparently, according to the index findings for 2016. They said that the GDP contribution from this growing international tourism sector is actually the fastest growing market share in the world. So tourism is definitely, the world is getting smaller, you could say, as people kind of shuffle about easily everywhere, and we'll keep you posted on those developments as more people continue to move around the world, around Bangkok, especially maintaining second for 2 years in a row, first place.
That's right. มาดูกันในส่วนของ ASEAN Around Us ค่ะในการจัดอันดับนะคะโอ้โหในประเทศไทยของเรากรุงเทพนะคะก็ถือว่าได้รับอันดับ1เป็นปีที่2แล้วเป็นสถานที่น่าท่องเที่ยว destination ที่นักท่องเที่ยวมามากที่สุดเป็นอันดับที่คืออันดับที่1เนี่ย2ปีซ้อนแล้วนะคะอันนี้ก็จะมาจากมาสเตอร์การ์ดนะคะดัชนีเมืองน่าเที่ยวระดับโลกนั่นเองค่ะหรือว่า Global Destination Cities Index ประจำปี2560ซึ่งกรุงเทพมหานครของเราเนี่ยก็ได้รับอันดับ1ค่ะอันดับ2ก็อาจจะไม่ได้อยู่ในอาเซียนแต่ว่าถือว่าในอาเซียนนั่นเองนะคะที่ได้ท็อป 10 เนี่ยก็รวมไปถึง3ประเทศด้วยกันก็มีเมืองจากสิงคโปร์นะคะแล้วก็กัวลาลัมเปอร์นั่นเองที่ได้อันดับ5แล้วก็อันดับ8ค่ะ
ค่ะถ้ามองประเทศอื่นนะคะประเทศอังกฤษสหรัฐอังกฤษก็ได้กรุงลอนดอนนะคะอันดับที่2ตามด้วยปารีสอันดับที่3แล้วก็ดูไบอันดับที่4นะคะก็นับว่าเป็นเมืองที่ขึ้นชื่อมานานแล้วแต่กรุงเทพก็ยังได้รางวัลที่1อันดับ1 2ปีก็สุดยอดเลยค่ะ
ใช่แล้วค่ะก็เป็นโอกาสที่ดีสำหรับรัฐบาลต่างๆในการโปรโมทการท่องเที่ยวในประเทศของตัวเองเนาะโดยเฉพาะกรุงเทพเนี่ยที่ได้อันดับที่1มา2ปีซ้อนแล้วนอกเหนือจากนี้นะคะมันก็มีอีก1ดัชนีค่ะที่วัดระดับการท่องเที่ยวในส่วนของเอเชียแปซิฟิกซึ่งอันนี้แน่นอนอยู่แล้วในเมื่อกรุงเทพของเราได้อันดับ1ของโลกก็ต้องได้อันดับ1ของดัชนีอันนี้เช่นเดียวกันค่ะแต่ว่าในส่วนของการใช้จ่ายเงินในแต่ละประเทศเนี่ยสิงคโปร์ก็นำเราไปนะคะเพราะว่าคนที่ไปที่สิงคโปร์นะคะก็จะมีการเฉลี่ยใช้เงินอยู่ประมาณ254 US ดอลลาร์ต่อวันรองลงมาก็จะเป็นปักกิ่งนะคะเซี่ยงไฮ้ฮ่องกงแล้วก็ไต้หวันนั่นเองค่ะไทเป
ใช่ค่ะก็นับว่าบางทีสินค้าที่นู่นอาจจะแพงกว่ากรุงเทพก็ได้
อาจจะเป็นไปได้
ค่ะแต่ว่ามาดูดัชนีอีกอย่างนึงนะคะก็จะมีอีก Top 10 Asia Pacific Destination นะคะที่คนจะมักจะเดินทางข้ามคืนกันนะคะมาถึงประเทศแต่ละประเทศหรือว่าแต่ละเมืองนะคะในดัชนีนี้กรุงเทพนะคะก็ได้อันดับที่1โดยคน 19.3 ล้านคนเข้ามาที่กรุงเทพข้ามคืนนะคะตามด้วยประเทศสิงคโปร์อันดับที่2โดย 13.1 ล้านคนก็จะเข้ามาในกรุงเทพ overnight flight หรือว่าเขาเรียกว่า red eye กันใช่ไหมคะตามด้วยโตเกียวอันดับที่3นะคะแต่ว่าที่น่าสนใจนะคะก็เมืองภูเก็ตนั่นนะคะจังหวัดเกาะภูเก็ตนะคะเมื่อกี้อ่านเป็นพัทยาแต่ภูเก็ตก็ได้ 9.1 ล้านคนนะคะที่เข้าไปข้ามคืนก็นับว่ากรุงเทพแล้วก็พัทยาอันดับที่8นะคะ 8.1 ล้านคนก็นับว่าประเทศไทยเราเนี่ยนะคะได้รับหลายรางวัลเลยนะคะหลายตำแหน่งค่ะ
จริงๆค่ะเพราะฉะนั้นการท่องเที่ยวเนี่ยถือว่าเป็นสิ่งที่สำคัญก็ถือโอกาสในครั้งนี้ก็อยากจะเชิญชวนเนาะใครที่ยังไม่เคยไปท่องเที่ยวในแต่ละที่ที่ได้ท็อปเนี่ยก็อาจจะมาดูลิสต์กันว่าเฮ้ยที่ไหนบ้างที่ติดอันดับแล้วก็ควรจะไปท่องเที่ยวกัน
แน่นอนค่ะก็จะขอเสริมนะคะอันดับที่ท็อป 10 นะคะก็คือเมืองที่ได้อันดับที่10นะคะในดัชนี Destination City ของโลกเนี่ยค่ะก็คืออิสตันบูลประเทศตุรกีนั่นเองค่ะตามด้วยอันดับที่9โตเกียวนะคะประเทศญี่ปุ่นแล้วก็กัวลาลัมเปอร์ที่เราบอกกันนะคะอันดับที่8 7ก็เกาหลีใต้นั่นเองค่ะเมืองโซลเมืองหลวงนะคะตามด้วยนิวยอร์กซิตี้อันดับที่6นั่นเองสหรัฐอเมริกาค่ะ
อันนั้นก็คือในระดับโลกแต่สมมติว่าเฮ้ยเราอยากจะท่องเที่ยวในแถบเอเชียแปซิฟิกของเรา10อันดับของเรานะคะก็จะมีแน่นอนกรุงเทพมหานครอันดับ1ค่ะอันดับ2สิงคโปร์3โตเกียว4โซลนะคะที่เกาหลีใต้นะคะ5กัวลาลัมเปอร์6ภูเก็ตนะคะก็มี2ที่ในประเทศไทยที่ได้รับอันดับนะคะอันดับที่7ฮ่องกงค่ะ8พัทยามา3ที่ละแล้วก็9โอซาก้าแล้วก็อันดับที่10ก็ไทเปไต้หวันนั่นเองค่ะ
นั่นแหละค่ะก็ระวังไฮซีซั่นด้วยนะคะถ้าใครอยากไปเพราะว่าเมืองนี้ก็จะเป็นที่ดังๆอันดับโลกแล้วล่ะค่ะ
Okay ค่ะ With that said we're going to take a short break now and we'll be back for some more news updates coming soon
Welcome back to ASEAN Challenge. Into ASEAN hot issues now. Lots of headlines making the news this past week. And we start first in follow-up news to what's going on between Bangladesh and Myanmar. In the latest updates now, there's a huge discussion between both countries regarding a repatriation plan of 500,000 refugees, people who have fled Myanmar due to various violence and persecution from the country to Bangladesh now in what's considered one of the world's fastest developing refugee emergency groups.
That's right. So now more Rohingya Muslim refugees have arrived into Bangladesh as of the beginning of the month, on October 2nd to be exact, as the two countries agreed to set up a working group in order to plan the plan what's going to happen next with these refugees, in which, as you mentioned, that 500,000 are already entering into Bangladesh.
Right, indeed. There's still conflict carrying on as to how they're going to be identified going back, as the government of Myanmar had reported that for people to be sent back and repatriated, they needed the correct documents and they needed the right identification in order to return to the country. But despite those complications, the two governments are still talking and deciding in the details of their working group to repatriate 500,000, which is going to take some time.
It is going to take some time. But in terms of the refugees themselves, many of them are gloomy about the prospects of going back to the Buddhist majority Myanmar, fearing that they will not be able to furnish the documents that they anticipate the government will demand to prove that they have the right to return. So they're kind of stuck there, basically. So they're entering into Bangladesh, but if they want to return back, they need to have documents, which of course many of them feel like they don't have the documents in order to return as well.
Right, and to retrieve the documents is also a big challenge as well. Not only a Myanmar challenge, a Rohingya challenge, but also an ASEAN challenge, as many countries step in to assist these groups of refugees in Bangladesh, to which the country right now is still juggling a lot of difficulties in trying to handle and accommodate that huge number of migrants. And so that said, the United Nations had previously called the exodus of this huge group almost in return one of the world's fastest developing refugee communities that have been victims of ethnic cleansing from Myanmar. In return, Myanmar had denied that accusation, saying that right now it's trying to battle so-called terrorist forces from the Rohingya group that triggered a wave of violence in Myanmar and coordinated attacks with security forces earlier in August. But at the same time, questions have risen as well as to where the so-called terrorists have gotten their weapons. But still, another mystery to be resolved.
That's right. So we'll keep you posted, of course, on the situation as it unravels. Hopefully, there will be more updates coming up soon in terms on this working group in order to solve this problem. เอาล่ะค่ะมาดูกันในส่วนข่าวแรกของ ASEAN Hot Issue ค่ะมากันที่เรื่องราวคืบหน้าของโรฮิงญานะคะซึ่งแน่นอนอยู่แล้วอย่างที่เราทราบกันนะคะว่ามีชาวโรฮิงญากว่าเกือบ100,000 คนเนี่ยที่พยายามที่จะลี้ภัยเข้าประเทศบังกลาเทศนะคะในขณะนี้ค่ะทางเจ้าหน้าที่ระดับสูงของรัฐบาลทางเมียนมาแล้วก็ของบังกลาเทศเนี่ยค่ะก็เห็นชอบร่วมกันละในการจัดตั้งคณะทำงานเพื่อนำไปสู่ในการส่งผู้ลี้ภัยกลับนะคะสู่ประเทศของตัวเองจากโรฮิงญาจากบังกลาเทศนั่นเองค่ะซึ่งตอนนี้ก็มีชาวโรฮิงญาเข้าประเทศเพิ่มเติมตั้งแต่ต้นเดือนตุลาคมที่ผ่านมา
ใช่ค่ะมีเข้ามาเรื่อยๆนะคะซึ่งขณะนี้ก็ได้เจอปัญหาใหญ่เลยล่ะค่ะเพราะว่าถึงแม้ว่า2ประเทศจะมีการคุยกันจะสร้าง working group นะคะเพื่อพิจารณาวิธีที่จะส่งคนครึ่งล้านคนเนี่ยกลับประเทศพม่าหรือว่าเมียนมานะคะก็ปัญหาหลักก็คือเรื่องเอกสารนั่นเองเพราะว่ากลุ่มนี้เคยได้รับการสั่งว่าถ้าหากจะกลับประเทศเมียนมานั่นนะคะจะต้องมีเอกสารหรือว่า ID นั่นเองซึ่งเขาก็จะไม่มีกันเพราะฉะนั้นวิธีการกลับของเขาเนี่ยนะคะอาจจะเจอความยากลำบากในอนาคตก็ต้องใช้เวลาเรื่อยๆนะคะเพิ่มเติมซึ่งเราก็จะคอยอัปเดตนะคะว่าจะมีข่าวคืบหน้าอย่างไรบ้าง
ค่ะไปกันต่อค่ะ news updates about the volcano situation in Bali now. There has been a continuing of let's say volcano warnings going on around the island of Bali, and authorities are continuing to organize evacuees as well. So the Mount Angun itself was the mountain in which they fear that could erupt anytime soon, and there have been warnings since the end of last month, September 30th, in order to organize more than 100,000 people to evacuate the eruption area itself, around 12 kilometers from Mount Angun itself.
Right, so far in that particular area, they call it the Karangasem area. 78 villages are there altogether, but just 27 are considered danger zones or in the red zone. But still, despite that, many people are voluntarily evacuating their homes because they're not sure whether or not they were in danger. So with that said, you have a whole kind of congestion going on, overcrowding of evacuation centers that are makeshift centers right now in this kind of consistent circulating imminent eruption, which according to volcanists and various experts, they say still, despite it not erupting, still there's a good chance and a big chance that in fact it will erupt, but getting there might take some snowballing effect.
That's right. So what triggered the warning itself was the spewing white smoke and sending tremors throughout the area. So after that occurred approximately at the end of last month or last week, afterwards a warning had come out in order to, let's say, warn people about the situation that it could erupt at any time.
Right. Not just that, but it's also affecting the environment, and you could say the area around there, as birds have been reported dead around that area, and possible situations where fires can catch from the volcanic ash are also a threat as well. But altogether, various experts are advising people still around that area to engage in protection, wear face masks, wear eye protection, long sleeve clothing to protect themselves from abrasive ash, and also carry extra food and water just in case.
That's right. But it's not only Bali itself, but around the Sumatra island there is another volcano called Sinabung, in which is also under warning as well. So around Indonesia we can see that a lot of volcanoes at the moment are under warning, so people who are planning to, of course, go to that area. Of course, it's a very beautiful tourist destination as well. You'd have to be on alert of the news updates of the situation going on in terms of volcanic activity.
Right, indeed. So do stay in tune to see what happens. There are live updates happening all around for you to keep in touch with what's going on there. And be sure, if you are in the red zone, to evacuate. As of September 22nd, the status of the Mount Agung alert was raised to the highest level, and so it's still been there ever since, and we'll keep you posted as the rumbling continues.
ใช่แล้วค่ะมาดูกันต่อข่าวจากอินโดนีเซียกันบ้างนะคะสถานการณ์การจับตาภูเขาไฟบนเกาะทั้งสุมาตราแล้วก็บาหลีนะคะซึ่งถือว่าเป็นสถานที่ท่องเที่ยวของอินโดนีเซียที่ขึ้นชื่อเลยทีเดียวนะคะคราวนี้ทั้งสัปดาห์ที่แล้วหรือว่าช่วงปลายเดือนที่แล้วนั่นเองนะคะก็ได้มีการ warning หรือว่าแจ้งเตือนประชาชนที่อยู่ในระแวกนั้นนะคะว่ามีโอกาสว่า Mount Angun นะคะหรือว่า Volcano ภูเขาไฟอันเนี้ยอาจจะมีการปะทุเกิดขึ้นนะคะก็ต้องเฝ้าระวังกันทางการอินโดนีเซียก็ได้มีการแจ้งเตือนว่ามีอีกหนึ่งภูเขาไฟค่ะซินาบุงซึ่งอยู่ในเกาะสุมาตรานั่นเองค่ะก็เมื่อสัปดาห์ที่แล้วนะคะก็ได้ปะทุอย่างรุนแรงนะคะก็มีการเตือนภัยชาวอินโดนีเซียหรือว่าคนที่กำลังจะไปเช่นเดียวกันค่ะก็มีการอพยพออกจากสถานที่จากบ้านที่อยู่ในบริเวณที่อยู่ในเขตอันตรายด้วย
ใช่ค่ะซึ่งประมาณ27หมู่บ้านนะคะจาก78หมู่บ้านในสถานที่การังกะเซมนะคะก็คือนับว่าอยู่ในสถานที่อันตรายนะคะซึ่งในขณะนี้ทางภูเขาไฟก็ยังมีการเขย่าเล็กน้อยนะคะ rumble เล็กน้อยแต่ว่ายังไม่ได้ระเบิดแต่ว่าทางเจ้าหน้าที่หลายคนก็บอกว่าโอกาสสูงมากที่จะมีการระเบิดซึ่งเราไม่ได้เห็นเหตุการณ์แบบนี้ในหลายๆปีเพราะฉะนั้นก็ควรที่จะระมัดระวังให้มากๆนะคะขณะนี้ก็จะมีคนอพยพกันแบบ voluntary อาสาสมัครที่จะไปนะคะโดยที่ไม่รู้ว่าตัวเองอยู่ในอันตรายหรือเปล่าก็ควรที่จะระวังไว้ก่อนนะคะ ดีละ
Moving on to some news updates about still in Indonesia as well, but in terms of hardline Islamists in which they held a rally together, a peaceful rally, however. So several thousands of people led by hardline Islamist groups held a rally on Friday, September 29th outside of Indonesia's parliament against the Indonesia Communist Party or PKI and what they called a growing threat from its ideology in the world's most populous Muslim majority country.
Right, indeed. Communism remains a very emotive issue in Indonesia, and the rally happened on the eve of the 52nd anniversary of the murder of 6 army generals and also a young lieutenant by the rebel armed forces personnel. And this has really instigated a lot of sentiments among the crowd. And of course, initially, around tens of thousands of people were expected, but a smaller number had showed up, but police had been prepared.
That's right. Rows of police stood behind barbed wire and water cannons were, of course, ready, but the rally was peaceful and the number of demonstrators was smaller, as you mentioned as well. So they prayed and they had banners in order to say that they rejected the PKI, communism, and also a government decree targeting large organizations that was used to disband the Islamist group. Now, the PKI, once one of the world's largest, remains outlawed. However, and there appears to be little evidence of Marxist ideology taking hold in Indonesia.
Indeed. So those are updates happening in Indonesia as of now. ก็นับว่าสถานการณ์ที่ประเทศอินโดนีเซียก็มั่นคงดีนะคะหลังจากการประท้วงแบบ peaceful นะคะไม่มีการอันตรายหรือว่าการประท้วงกันนะคะการต่อสู้กันเกิดขึ้นหลังจากคนประมาณ 1,000 คนนะคะก็มาประท้วงหลังนอกรัฐสภาประเทศอินโดนีเซียนั่นเองค่ะ
ใช่แล้วค่ะก็ชาวอินโดนีเซียกลุ่มนี้นะคะก็คือว่าถือว่าเขาต้องการที่จะต่อต้านการเป็นคอมมิวนิสต์นั่นเองของพรรค PKI ค่ะก็เห็นว่าในประเทศเนี่ยประชากรเป็นมุสลิมซะส่วนใหญ่นะคะก็ถึงแม้ว่าเขาจะเป็นคือเขามีแกนนำเป็นนักมุสลิมที่ถือว่าเป็นศาสนาแบบผู้นำศาสนาหัวรุนแรงแต่ว่าเขาก็สามารถที่จะออกมาประท้วงกันแบบสงบนะคะก็ไม่ได้มีอันตรายไม่ได้มีภัยอะไรใดทั้งสิ้นถึงแม้ว่าเจ้าหน้าที่ก็จะออกมาเพื่อเตรียมพร้อมเรื่องสถานการณ์นี้แต่ว่าการประชุมนุมของเขาเนี่ยก็เป็นไปด้วยดีแล้วก็สงบค่ะ
ค่ะก็เป็นเรื่องที่สำคัญมากสำหรับชาวมุสลิมนะคะก็เรื่องคอมมิวนิสต์ก็เป็นความคิดหรือว่า ideology ที่หลายคนอาจไม่ต้อนรับเพราะฉะนั้นก็มีการประท้วงแบบสงบก็ดีแล้วค่ะ
ค่ะ Alright, moving on to some news updates in order to follow up on the case in terms of the North Korean leader's half-brother's murder. Now, the 2 women who were found or caught in the situation, of course, had pleaded to not guilty. So they said that they were not guilty, had nothing to do with it. Actually, they said that what happened was they were contacted to go into a TV program, which was kind of like a pranking TV program. However, there has been evidence that they did practice the situation before the actual crime happened in department stores. And then afterwards, they performed the actual mission at the airport.
Wow, well, thinking that it's a TV prank, but actually carrying out the mission is a little bit of a complicated issue there. The court had dismissed their request to disclose names of other people involved as well. 4 North Korean men who had been jointly charged, but they left already and are said to have moved on to Malaysia, for example, and have fled. So they're not present except for the 2 women who have been accused who say they were performing a TV prank.
That's right. So the prosecution said that in its charge sheet, their action showed intent to kill the victim by smearing his face and eyes with the VX nerve agent, which is a post-mortem confirmed which was what killed him. So this was the half-brother of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, and in which a banned nerve agent pleaded not guilty at the start of a high-profile murder trial in the Malaysian court. So this was at the beginning of the month, October 2nd. The case will continue on until November, so we're going to have to see how the situation unravels and what's going to happen next.
Right, indeed, and especially with evidence against them where Kim Jong-nam's face was smeared with this kind of agent, as you mentioned, and was identified as such. With that said, well, we'll have to keep posted as the situation has gone on for nearly a year now, and the case will continue for a few more months, as you mentioned.
ใช่ละค่ะมากันที่ข่าวความคืบหน้าของคดีการฆ่าพี่ชายต่างมารดาของนายคิมจองอึนนะคะผู้นำสูงสุดของเกาหลีเหนือนายคิมจองนำนั่นเองค่ะซึ่งหญิงสาว2คนนะคะที่เป็นชาวเวียดนามกับมาเลเซียที่เป็นผู้ต้องหาในคดีนี้ก็ได้ปฏิเสธทุกข้อกล่าวหาต่อศาลสูงสุดในกรุงกัวลาลัมเปอร์นั่นเองค่ะ
ใช่ค่ะ2 สาวนะคะก็บอกว่าจริงๆคิดว่าออกทีวีแล้วก็ทำรายการเป็นทีวีแพร้งกันกลั่นแกล้งกันออกทีวีนั่นเองซึ่งก็ไม่คิดว่าจะมีการฆ่าแบบนี้แต่ว่าตามหลักฐานนะคะก็เห็นว่ามันมี VX Nerve Agent นะคะเป็นเจลชนิดหนึ่งที่อยู่ที่หน้าของคนผู้ตายใช่ไหมคะ
ใช่ค่ะ
ก็ทางเจ้าหน้าที่ก็บอกว่ามันก็เกิดแล้วมันก็ตายจริง
ใช่นอกเหนือจากนี้นะคะก็คือมีสำนวนคดีของอัยการที่ระบุว่าจำเลยทั้งคู่เนี่ยได้มีการฝึกซ้อมโจมตีหลายครั้งที่ศูนย์การค้าแห่งหนึ่งในกรุงกัวลาลัมเปอร์ก่อนที่จะลงมือทำเหตุการณ์จริงด้วย
ก็นับว่า2คนนี้นะคะชาวอินโดนีเซียสิทธิอาชานะคะ25กับดวนทีฮวง28ชาวเวียดนามนะคะก็ได้รับการกล่าวหาซึ่งเคสนี้นะคะก็จะดำเนินต่ออีกประมาณ2เดือนเราก็จะคอยอัปเดตงานและ verdict นะคะข้อสรุปของเคสนี้เรื่อยๆค่ะ
Moving on to related news updates about the situation in terms of Kim Jong-nam's death. According to a pathologist in which has told the Malaysian court on Tuesday, October 3rd, that Kim Jong-nam, the half-brother of Kim Jong-un, died of acute VX poisoning. So that has been confirmed, of course. The murder suspect's lawyer said that as the second day of the trial came to an end. So there are two women, as mentioned, of course. They have said that they're not guilty, but however, officials have come out to confirm that he did indeed die because of acute VX poisoning.
Indeed, and what we still have to learn are the roles of the 4 other North Koreans who remain at large, 4 other North Korean men who had been implicated in this case as well, captured on CCTV camera, but still remaining at large perhaps as the search continues in other countries around ASEAN, whether it's Malaysia and Indonesia and other countries as well. But this case happened several months ago, early in February, and the case continues and will likely continue for nearly till the end of the year.
ใช่แล้วค่ะต่อเนื่องกับข่าวเมื่อสักครู่นี้นะคะต่อเนื่องเรื่องราวคดีของการฆ่าของพี่ชายต่างมารดาของผู้นำสูงสุดของเกาหลีเหนือนะคะนายคิมจองนำนั่นเองค่ะซึ่งทางแพทย์ผู้เชี่ยวชาญของรัฐบาลมาเลเซียนะคะก็ได้เผยผลการตรวจพิสูจน์ศพนายคิมจองนำก็คือล่าสุดเนี่ยก็ปรากฏว่าก็มีเอนไซม์ที่จะเป็นอย่างยิ่งต่อการทำงานของระบบประสาทเนี่ยที่มีระดับต่ำมากในศพอันนี้ก็เป็นส่วนหนึ่งก็เป็นผลจากการถูกสารยาพิษตัว VX นั่นเองค่ะก็เป็นการคอนเฟิร์มว่านายคิมจองนำเนี่ยได้เสียชีวิตเพราะว่าสารตัวนี้ค่ะ
ใช่ค่ะซึ่งเราก็คอยจับตามองดูนะคะว่าศาลจะดำเนินการยังไงต่อกับ2ผู้หญิงใช่ไหมคะที่ได้รับการกล่าวหาว่าเป็นผู้ฆ่าคุณคิมจองนำนั่นเองส่วนอีก4คนที่หลบหนีไปนะคะคาดว่าอยู่ประเทศมาเลเซียกันก็จะมีการดำเนินต่อนะคะเพื่อที่จะจับหาให้ได้ตามภาพที่เห็นจาก CCTV นั่นเอง
So we'll keep you posted on all those news updates. Meanwhile, we'll take a short break, and coming up next, we have some colorful events for you.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. Into ASEAN calendar now, we have lots of colorful days to mark your dates with.
ใช่แล้วค่ะกลับเข้าสู่รายการ ASEAN Challenge ค่ะในช่วงนี้นะคะไปดูกันว่ามีอีเวนต์อะไรกันบ้างค่ะ October 4th, World Animal Day. Mission: to raise the status of animals in order to improve welfare standards around the globe. To achieve this, we encourage animal welfare organizations, community groups, youth and children's clubs, businesses, and individuals to organize events in celebration of World Animal Day. Involvement is growing at an astonishing rate, and it's now widely accepted and celebrated in a variety of different ways in many countries, with no regard to nationality, religion, faith, or political ideology. Events are organized under the World Animal Day umbrella by being publicized on this website and advertised using the World Animal Day brand and logo. Global branding effectively ties all events together. Over the years, we have found this approach to be particularly helpful to grassroots groups who struggle to attract media attention in order to raise awareness of their work and fundraise. This draws attention to animal issues and makes them front-page news, a vital catalyst for change. Each year, the logo becomes more widely recognized as a global brand for animals, a brand that unites the animal welfare movement, firmly establishing itself as a platform for raising the status of animals. Participation in World Animal Day will continue to grow until it reaches and connects animal advocates in all corners of the world. It's something that everyone can join in with, whether they are part of an organization, group, or an individual. Why celebrate World Animal Day? Building the celebration of World Animal Day mobilizes people for action now for a better future for animals. Throughout history, social movements or mass actions like World Animal Day have always been a major vehicle for ordinary people's participation in politics and key in fighting for social justice and reform. The lives of animals are profoundly affected by the actions of individuals, businesses, and nations. It's therefore essential that as sentient beings, their rightful status as recipients of social justice is established and translated into effective animal protection. World Animal Day embraces all animals and the unique concerns of each in every country and makes animals front-page news. Through increased awareness and education, we can help develop a compassionate culture which feeds into legal form and social progress to make this world a fairer place for all living creatures. A world where animals are recognized as sentient beings and full regard is always paid to their welfare. World Animal Day has already brought about a significant and lasting contribution towards advancing animal welfare standards, and its influence will only continue to grow. October 5th, end of the Buddhist Lent Day. The end of the Buddhist Lent, or Rains retreat, means the expiry of 3 months' retreat through rigorous practice of the rules of the monks' discipline by the monks in a fixed residence during the 3 months of the rainy season, which begins roughly from the middle of July to middle of October. Pansa goes back to the time of Lord Buddha. In Origin of Pansa, it tells us that at the start of the rainy season in India, which more or less corresponds with that in Thailand, the time of year when farmers have been busy plowing and planting, some farmers once complained to Lord Buddha that the wandering monks are trampling crops and ruining them. On hearing this, the Buddha made a rule that during the rains, the monks must remain within their abode, or vihan, and stop traveling far and wide. They have to take a vow to enter the rains retreat on the first day of the new moon of the 8th lunar month until the end of the full moon day of the 11th lunar calendar. The day immediately after the Buddhist Lent is known as Pali, or Pavarana, or Maha Pavarana Day. On this day, the monks must perform Pavarana. Paravana is a special ceremony for the monks in which each monk has to allow other monks to criticize him with merciful intention concerning what they have seen, listened to, or doubted about his behavior. The Pavarana Day is celebrated as a holy day for the following reasons. 1. The Buddhist monks have received permission from the Buddha to stay overnight in other places. 2. After the retreat, monks travel in different directions to preach the newly found knowledge and experience to the people. 3. Monks perform Pavarana by allowing other monks to criticize them with merciful intentions in order to cultivate purity, respect, and harmony among the members of the Sangha community. 4. The lay Buddhists can follow and practice the teachings of Pavarana to improve themselves and develop human society. Looking back, it is said that when Buddha entered the rain retreat in Jetavana in Savatthi, monks separated themselves from one another to enter the rains retreat at the temple in July. They were afraid that they might develop differences and would continue to argue during the 3 months retreat. So they set the regulation that they would not converse with one another, but at the end of the retreat they met the Buddha at Jetvana and reported their deeds. The Buddha blamed them for living like a flock of animals and performed the Pavarana, which addressing the monks the Buddha said, "O monks, I have allowed you, who have entered the rains retreat, to perform Pavarana in 3 aspects: seeing, listening, and doubting, to perform suitable activity on Pavarana day." According to this day, the monks perform Pavarana instead of listening to the disciples for monks and lay. Buddhists celebrate this day as a holy day. They usually visit temples to make merit, observe the precepts, 5 or 8, and listen to the discourse on Dharma. Thatingyut Festival. The Thatingyut Festival, the lighting festival of Myanmar, is held on the full moon day of the Burmese lunar month of Thatingyut. As a custom, it is held at the end of the Buddhist Lent or Vasa, and is the second most popular festival in Myanmar after the Jan Festival or New Year Water Festival. The Thatingyut Festival is the celebration to welcome the Buddha's descent from heaven after he preached the Abhidhamma to his mother Maya, who was reborn in the heavens. Background story and celebrations. The Jingyut, the 7th month of the Myanmar calendar, is the end of the Buddhist Lent or Vasa. The Jingyut festival lasts for 3 days: the day before the full moon day, and the day after the full moon day. Buddha descends from heaven on the full moon day itself. Buddha's mother Maya died 7 days after Buddha was born, and then she was reborn in the heavens. In order to pay back the gratitude to his mother, Buddha preached Abhidhamma to his mother for 3 Lenten months. When he was descending back to the immortal world, Sakra Devanam Indra, the ruler of the heavens, ordered all the saints and evils to make 3 precious stairways. Those stairways were made of gold, silver, and ruby. The Buddha took the middle one with the ruby. The Nats, or Dava, came along by the right golden stairways, and the Brahmas from the left from the silver stairways. Buddhists celebrate the Jingyut to welcome the Buddha and his disciples by enlightening and festooning the streets, houses, and public buildings with colored electric bulbs or candles which represent those 3 stairways. During the Jingyut festival, there are Zatpwas, or Myanmar musical plays, free movie shows, and stage shows on most of the streets around the country. There are also a lot of food stalls which sell a variety of Myanmar traditional foods and shops, which sells toys, kitchen utensils, and other useful stuff on most of the streets. Sometimes people just walk around those streets just for sightseeing and having fun. Some people like to play with firecrackers and fire balloons. During the festival days, Buddhists usually go to pagodas and monasteries to pay respect to the monks and offer foods. And some Buddhists usually fast on the full moon day. Young people usually pay respect to their parents, teachers, and elderly relatives and offer them some fruits and other gifts. Also, while paying homage, the younger people usually ask for forgiveness from the sins they have caused upon their parents or the other elderly relatives throughout the year. Traditionally, the elders tell their youngsters that they forgive any of their wrongdoings and continue to bless them with good luck and gift some big notes as pocket money. It is also usual for younger siblings to pay homage to their older siblings. In return, the older ones wish good luck for them and give them some pocket money. The 23rd of October 2017, Chulalongkorn Memorial Day. Chulalongkorn Memorial Day is an important holiday for many Thai people. Chulalongkorn Memorial Day, or Wan Piya Maharaj, gives Thai citizens an opportunity to pay respect to King Chulalongkorn. To many people, King Chulalongkorn was an important Thai leader who revitalized Thailand for the 20th century. He was loved by most of his subjects due to his progressive policies and diplomatic measures. Chulalongkorn Memorial Day celebrates his life and accomplishments. This holiday is celebrated in Thailand on October 23rd each year. Life of Chulalongkorn. Chulalongkorn was born into the house of Jakri as the son of King Rama IV. As a child, Chulalongkorn held a position in the royal court of Siam. Along with his political experience, Thailand's most beloved leader learned much through formal schooling. As a student, he studied biology, swordsmanship, engineering, English, and anthropology. According to his teachers, Chulalongkorn was a man of many talents. When he became the leader of Thailand, he toured colonized areas like Singapore. After studying European politics and military science, he westernized the Thai government and military. Many scholars believe that Chulalongkorn's actions allowed Thailand to maintain such sovereignty during the peak of global colonization efforts by European powers. Important acts. Economic reform. During King Chulalongkorn's 42-year rule of Thailand, he implemented many policies that bolstered the Thai economy. These measures helped Thai people from across all social classes. By using a Western economic model, Chulalongkorn was able to increase the per capita income of many Thai citizens. These pure economic efforts were aided by policies that removed institutions that extracted resources and income from the people of Thailand. Abolition of slavery and the Corvée system. For moral and economic reasons, King Chulalongkorn introduced many laws that made the extractive institutions of slavery and the Corvée system illegal in Thailand. In Thailand, the Corvée system was a forced labor model that forced certain groups in Thailand to work for the Thai government with limited compensation. Chulalongkorn viewed this system to be as immoral as slavery. To ensure that Thai citizens would be able to enjoy the freedom of choice and the fruits of their labor, he eradicated all forms of forced labor in Thailand. Implementation of Western values. Since Chulalongkorn was well versed in his teachings of Western philosophers like Hobbes and Locke, he sought to expand positive European values to his people. During his reign, people enjoyed many rights including freedom of speech and the right to assembly. All of these accomplishments caused the Thai people to love and respect King Chulalongkorn. Celebrations. Speeches. Many Thai politicians and public figures give speeches to show their respect for King Chulalongkorn. These speeches are usually oriented around themes like Thai unity and patriotism. Lectures. At major universities in Thailand, students can attend special lectures about Thai history and King Chulalongkorn. These lectures are excellent opportunities for people to learn about specialized topics, like the long-term effects of Chulalongkorn's economic policies. Visit memorials. Many people pay tribute to King Chulalongkorn by laying wreaths at public memorials. One of the most famous locations for this activity is at the equestrian statue in the Royal Plaza. This is also the site of an important Chulalongkorn Memorial Day ceremony. Chulalongkorn Memorial Day is an opportunity for Thai citizens to learn about their nation's history while paying respect to one of the most important Thai kings. While Chulalongkorn Memorial Day is a major holiday in Thailand, most businesses do not close on October 23rd each year. Instead, some shops offer special deals to celebrate the event. Most government offices and schools close during Chulalongkorn Memorial Day.
And those were ASEAN calendar bulletins for this break. It's time for a break though. When we come back, ASEAN interview ahead. So stay tuned.
พักกันสักครู่ค่ะ ก And welcome back to the program and on to ASEAN interview. Of course, as always, we have an interesting topic.
Let's check it out. Chinese President Xi Jinping held talks with Brunei's Sultan Haji Hassan al Bolkiah in Beijing, calling for stronger ties between both countries. The two leaders agreed to jointly make a plan for future cooperation between the two countries and boost the China-Brunei relationship to develop more in the new period to bring more benefits to people of both countries. Describing China and Brunei as close neighbors across the sea and reliable friends and partners, Xi said the two countries have established strategic cooperation relations since the establishment of diplomatic ties. And political mutual trust has been deepened, and mutually beneficial cooperation has yielded great achievements despite differences in national conditions and social systems. The two countries should keep high-level exchanges, constantly deepen political mutual trust, and continue to understand and support each other on issues of core interest and major concerns, according to Xi during the meeting. China appreciates Brunei's positive response to the Belt and Road Initiative and is willing to work together with Brunei to take the joint construction of the project and the opportunity to strengthen cooperation in infrastructure, energy, halal food, agriculture and fishery, and digital economy under the principle of achieving a shared growth through consultation and collaboration. This comes from Xi as well. The two sides should strengthen defense and law enforcement cooperation and lift mutual trust and cooperation between armies of both countries to a new height. Also strengthen exchanges and cooperation in culture, education, sports, health, tourism, media, and local exchanges to consolidate public support for friendship between the two countries. She said, the two countries should also deepen cooperation in regional and international affairs and strengthen communication and coordination within the United Nations, Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, and other frameworks. The president went on to say that China appreciates Brunei's efforts in strengthening the China-ASEAN relations and hopes to synergize China's Belt and Road Initiative with ASEAN's development plan to promote the upgrading of the bilateral relations and boost the building of the ASEAN community. The situation in the South China Sea is easing at present, and she said it's presented a positive development tendency. And China would like to join hands with Brunei and all related parties to build the South China Sea a sea of peace, friendship, and cooperation. Now, for his part, Hassan al said Brunei would congratulate China on its great achievements in building the nation. Brunei supports the Belt and Road Initiative proposed by China and believes the Chinese dream of the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation will definitely be realized. The Sultan said the Brunei-China relationship has upheld a good momentum of development since establishment of diplomatic ties, and cooperation in many fields have achieved fruitful results. Brunei, he says, will continue to uphold the One China policy. Brunei is also pushing forward its 2035 blueprint. It welcomes Chinese enterprises to participate in this process and invest and develop businesses in Brunei. Hassan al also said Brunei is willing to strengthen practical cooperation with China as well in agriculture, fishery, energy, infrastructure, halal food, and digital economy. Brunei is also willing to keep high-level exchanges with China to further expand people-to-people exchanges and work together to maintain peace and stability of the South China Sea to push the ASEAN-China relationship constantly forward. Xi and Hassan al witnessed the signing of documents of bilateral cooperation in the Belt and Road construction, its infrastructure, health, and other areas as well after the meeting. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang also met Hassan al on the same day. Li said China and Brunei always respect each other and treat each other as equals, and the bilateral relationship continues to develop. The Premier said President Xi has successfully held talks with Hassan al and jointly made an overall plan for the future development of their relationship. China is willing to consolidate political mutual trust with Brunei and expand cooperation in trade and investment, as well as infrastructure, energy, finance, and science and technology, as well as strengthen people-to-people exchange to boost development of regional economic integration. Now, Li says he appreciates Brunei's constructive role in promoting development of the China-ASEAN ties. He said ASEAN is the priority of China's neighboring diplomacy. Meanwhile, China is willing to synergize the Belt and Road Initiative with ASEAN's development strategy and work to boost the new round of series of leaders' meetings on the East Asia cooperation to yield more achievements coming from Li. Hassanallah said Brunei attaches great importance to developing ties with China and appreciates their stance on strengthening ties with ASEAN. So the Sultan says he believes a new round of ASEAN-China leaders meeting will promote the ASEAN-China relations and cooperation and thus gain greater achievements.
And that was the ASEAN interview for this week. It wraps up our show as well. See you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ